And I think that frame of mind paired with like a different metric for measuring success is really going to help you evolve over these 100 listings. We've talked to people who are like, yeah, I've made 100 listings, but they kind of kept the same mindset and the same way that they were making those listings all the way through. And so the idea is not to just throw up 100 listings as quickly as possible, but it is to really evolve over time. And I think when you bring that mindset to it, it makes it fun, I think, to just try and get better slowly over time, but you are going to see some improvements because you're actually applying, these thoughts and these ideas that you have to what you're doing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. I hope you guys are doing well today. If you've been following along with the content that we've been putting out the last week or so, you know that we're talking about this idea of getting 100 no's or putting up 100 listings, specifically speaking about the print-on-demand business. If you missed us talking about that on Monday night on our WingMan weekly show, I actually did a video on Tuesday kind of recapping that. It's only about 10 minutes long because the show on Monday was like about an hour. So to save you guys some time, I will link the Tuesday video in the card or in the description below so you guys can check that out and kind of catch up with where we're at. And so today I wanted to build upon that content and talk about some of the motivation that has helped me push through doing things like getting 100 no's, whether it was door knocking for real estate or our first 100 listings for merch. Now, we didn't quite have a game planned out that's what we were doing, but we have this mindset, kind of any new venture that we're going into, that we just want to get our feet wet. We just want to start doing it, and then we'll figure out ways to increase the quality of what we're doing once we kind of had a rhythm and a pattern that we can follow. But me and Steven both believe in setting goals, and so this goal of let's make 100 listings or get the 100 no's is a good thing to stick through, and I think helps like wrap your mind around exactly what you're trying to do, and hopefully using some different metrics to measure your success besides like, am I making sales or am I not, will help you just stay motivated and stay encouraged to keep pushing through, making all 100 listings and then even past that. But with any goal worth doing, there's usually always a first step. And so that first step for making 100 listings would just be to get one listing up. And we have taught a ton, basically the last 3 years, about how to get listings up and systemize things and, run your print-on-demand accounts like businesses, which is all great and valuable information. But if you are going to embark on this journey of making 100 listings and kind of having that as your goal, we ask that you take that information and just put it to the side for now. Don't completely throw it away. Don't try to wipe your mind of it. But we do think it's very important to learn how to build a system for yourself. All of the teaching that we've done in the past is basically off of the system that works for me and Steven. And that's great if you're in a similar position where you've got multiple people working on the business and you've got teams helping you out, or if that's your focus and where you want to get to, but that doesn't fit for everybody. And so we definitely think doing this 100 listing challenge is going to help you really develop your own style of making listings, your own way of running a print-on-demand business. And so if we go back to step one, we were talking about making that first listing. We don't want you to use our 5-step test or discover, understand, serve, or any of that teaching that we've, shared with you guys. We want you to just do things the quickest way possible. And please remember that we're not saying like, the best way to run a print-on-demand business is always just do the things the quickest way possible. But we do think learning how to list quickly is a very valuable skill to have. And over the course of making 100 listings, we want you guys to gradually go from just focusing on speed to the 100th listing where you could be focusing on quality. And then you can find a gauge somewhere in between of, what works best for you. And so we think the way to go from just focusing on speed to where you're at your 100th listing and focusing a lot more on quality, a good way to move through that is to think about each listing as just getting 1% better. And so the first 10, maybe 25 listings that you make, just focusing on speed, you'll probably start to get in a rhythm right around like 15 listings made of understanding like, okay, these are the buttons I need to click. This is, what I need to do. Here's where I'm going to find some keywords. Here's where I'm going to do my art, and just figuring out all the like logistics side of things so that you can make listings very quickly. Once you feel like you have a good routine, then you can move, over into, okay, let's start increasing the quality of what we're doing. Let's find better keywords. Let's find, customers that we're actually going after. Let's find a way to make our graphics look a little bit better. Maybe instead of just doing text, because that's the quickest way to make a graphic, I'm now adding in some graphical elements. But instead of trying to do that from, your 15th listing to now your 16th listing, you're focused a ton on quality. Again, just make it 1% better. So on your 15th one, if you've got the routine completely locked in, then on your 16th one, maybe now you'll go and find like, some better keywords instead of just trying to make, the best listing possible. Just think about, these 100 listings that you're trying to make, you're just trying to incrementally get better. And I think that frame of mind paired with like a different metric for measuring success is really going to help you evolve over these 100 listings. We've talked to people who have like, yeah, I've made 100 listings, but they kind of kept the same mindset and the same way that they were making those listings all the way through. And so the idea is not to just throw up 100 listings as quickly as possible, but it is to really evolve over time. And I think when you bring that mindset to it, it makes it fun, I think, to just try and get better slowly over time, but you are going to see some improvements because you're actually applying, these thoughts and these ideas that you have to what you're doing. And I talked a little bit about this like different metric to measuring your success. And so just to speak on that real quick, I don't want you guys to measure your success in like how many sales you're having over the 100 listings that you're putting up, but rather I want you to measure the speed and the quality of the listing that you're putting up. So if you're as crazy as I am and you want to time yourself through every listing that you're making, then, I'm almost guaranteeing you when you're first making listings, you're going to be a lot faster at the end and your time is going to go way down. And the same is true with your quality. If you're just focused on speed at the very beginning, but at the end starting to care more and more about the quality, your quality is going to go up. And so measuring those two things is a lot better, and I think will help keep you more motivated than if you're just looking at sales or just looking at the profit made, which are not bad metrics. I'm not saying that you'll never worry about those things, but especially to start to get into your groove, to start understanding, how you can run your print-on-demand business. I think changing the metric a little bit from, I have to make $100 with the first listing that I put up to, okay, I just want to get faster and I want to make better quality listings is a goal that anyone can achieve. And I've been kind of on this like sports analogy hype train for the last couple of days. And so I just wanted to give one here that relates to baseball. And I haven't played a ton of baseball, but the amount of baseball I have played, I've very much so just been working on my swing rather than trying to hit home runs every time. And I learned that was a lot better to just, learn how to swing, learn how to make contact, learn how to hit, base hits and place the ball in certain areas rather than just swinging for the fences every single time. You're probably going to get worn out and you're probably going to get frustrated striking out as much as I was. So we're not trying to hit home runs every single time. We're just trying to get into the routine of, again, increasing your speed and increasing the quality of the listings that you're making. And I think I've said this before, but I do want to give some practical advice before I close this video out and talk about some goal setting for hitting this 100 listing mark. Now, I personally believe that all of you guys can make 100 listings in just a month. And that means, breaking it all the way down, that's just 5 listings a day. And if I had said just 5 listings a day to myself about 3 years ago, I would have thought I was absolutely crazy because at that time it was taking me all day just to make one listing because I was obsessing over the art. But again, trying to be practical, I really would like to challenge you guys to make 5 listings a day in just 1 hour. And I think putting that time restraint on it really makes you understand the speed that you can be achieving once that's your goal. If your goal is to make 5 in an hour, then I think you'll speed things up and you'll figure out ways to get things done much quicker. Now, it's important to have grace with yourself. If on the first day, you try to make 5 listings an hour and you only get 1 done or only half of 1 done, that's completely fine. A lesson that me and Steven both have just learned this last week is to not overexert yourself. We've actually been reading a book called The Power of Full Engagement, and that book talks a lot about the importance of taking breaks and setting timelines and having routines for what you're doing. And so if you don't hit, 5 in an hour, don't spend the next 5 hours making those 5 listings. Just call it a day. Say, okay, tomorrow I need to get this much better, or the next time I get to work on this, I need to get this much better, and just leave it at that. So on the first day, if you only get like 1 listing done or even half of a listing done, then on the second day, maybe you get 2 or 3 done and you just keep moving up from there. And if you're worried about doing 100 in a month, then, as time goes on, I guarantee you'll be able to do more than 5 listings on a day. So you can kind of catch up. So don't feel like if you fail on the first day, you just have to throw it out the window. Know that as the days and the weeks go on, you'll find time inside of your hour to make more listings and be able to put yourself a little bit ahead of the game. So that's where I'm going to end today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, motivational type videos aren't my place. I don't feel like that's my gift, but I hope that I can give you guys a little bit of a mind shift change and some practical advice for how to actually get to this 100 listings, because we just do, we think that this is really that secret sauce or that package of information that we can give to you. It's not as easy to open as, some other, like just buy this course, but we think that you're going to learn a ton of lessons and that this will really help you build a routine for your print-on-demand on-demand business. And so we're excited to see you guys take action with this. We are going to try to have some small groups and people put in place to help, move groups of people who are interested in starting print on demand through this idea. But until all of that is ready, we still think that this is something you can take action on, and we're going to be trying to make content here on YouTube to help encourage you guys keep pushing through this, and maybe some different strategies on how you can achieve that. The last thing that I'll kind of promote for ourselves is the playlist that I have of where I was making listings in 10 minutes, and I have a couple of videos on YouTube about how I was quickly finding ideas and actually making the designs and showing how I was doing the upload all within 10 minutes. And I think that could be kind of helpful if this is a journey that you want to go down, or if this is a challenge you want to take on. So I'll link that in the description below and maybe in the card as well. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. If there's anything that we can do to help you, please leave a comment down below. We are really thriving at taking feedback from our community and enjoy moving forward, knowing that you guys are watching these videos, leaving those likes, subbing to the channel. That all really helps us. So we appreciate you guys, but I'll see you in the next one.